Alright, let's go everybody. Losers bracket. Once again, the Panda Cup, the finals, day number 1. And we are in the lower bracket with another best of 3 series here today. Our opening map is Towers of Doom. And we got the boys against the Swedish House Mafia over here. Okay, it's party time, baby. Let's see what we're actually gonna get for this one. This is actually one of the teams that in the lower bracket at least has probably one of the best chances to make it deep into the tournament. And well, we'll find out if they can make it happen. It's the boy. Well, both teams I want to say are pretty strong here. So I want to see who's able to advance to the next round. But this could actually be a bit of a 3-mapper. We had a couple of games earlier where I honestly thought it would go to a 3rd map, and then it turned out it was a 2-0 sweep after all. But as we're heading into Towers of Doom, there's a chance for another 3 in the series. First ban on Anna, and well, with Towers of Doom as the map. I kind of want my Leroic back. Like, I can't really tell you how much I miss my Leo. I'm a Leo fan. Like, I don't know. He was a bit boring when he was played in every single game, but right now we haven't seen him in a single tournament. If you need a hero that rotates between 2 lanes, Towers of Doom is pretty much perfect for that. I mean, that's what Malthael oftentimes does here. Dehaka, Leo, Blaze, those are really good heroes that can rotate between the lanes easily. And we haven't really seen a lot of that happening today. Cassia gets banned, so they're kind of fed up with that. I would say Urel most likely is gonna get axed here as well, considering that she has been insanely powerful in pretty much every single game that she's been played in today. And yeah, a little bit of a slow approach here. Normally when you go into game number 1, you kind of expect that the players already have a bit of a strategy lined up for the first map at least. This time is a bit slower. And the Slug is banned out too. It's always a sad moment, man. Oftentimes when Abathur doesn't get banned, he doesn't even get played. But it's always awesome when you see an Abathur game. You know, one of the things, just a little bit of a tangent here, that I never understood with Meta Madness, that I never got. So in Meta Madness we have community bans as well, right? Whenever I can run the tournament and have a sponsor that helps to set the tournament up. But every single time, the community bans out Abathur. I never got this. I never understood it. I can understand it kind of a little bit if you're annoyed playing against Abathur or with Abathur in your own game somewhere, but at the same time, if you see it on the top level, Abathur games are always like super fun on the high level play. So that Abathur is one of the first heroes that gets banned out by the community is something that I never understood. Every single time I see an Abathur in a game, it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a lot of fun to see what's happening with that. So yeah, for now we got Zul picked. Urel, as expected, she got banned. And now we got Zul for the rotation between the lanes right here. And off we go. Draft's finally starting up a little bit. But yeah, it's a little bit annoying that the Slugger is get banned out right here. So let's have at it. I mean, Imperius is still up, so ETC and Orphea. Alright, very early Orphea pick. Coffin Girl is in. And yeah, ETC for the setup. Get the slide in. Bam! A little bit of damage here. And off we go. We got... I mean, Tai... With Tai, you have the Zeratul option. You have also the option to go straight into a Tracer. I mean, Tai, of course, has been playing a lot of offlaners too. We've seen him with Thrall, we've seen him on plenty of heroes. But every single time you talk about him, it's normally those heroes that you're really looking at. Or old school, Vala. And Mei gets played as well, but Tai actually playing Vala is pretty cool, because that's a hero that he's been playing with Granite Gaming back in the days even. So that was pretty awesome. That was before Granite moved out of heroes and they went back to Lauber's fan club. So Tai on Vala. And he was one of the few players before the Vala buff, which was 8 months ago? Longer than that? I don't even remember. But even before that, before her hit point pool got buffed, he was one of the few players that played Vala, even when they didn't have a second support for her. So even when there wasn't a Zarya route or a Tassadar back then, a shield bot, they played Tai on Vala, and obviously the patch itself really helped out there. Haven't really seen a whole lot of Vala today, not even on Battlefield of Eternity, so no arrow build there. This is a map where you can either play arrow if you want to focus a little bit more on the pumpkins, or you can also play around with the multi-shot build, which is kind of the standard build that you actually have there. But yeah, Sonya gets banned out, alright. Okay. And let's see what we're gonna get outside of that. I mean, right now it's really just like time also to get a couple of supports into play. So far we haven't seen a single one. We got Ana banned out, but that's about it. Having Mei in play is also going to be kind of interesting. We've seen some insane Avalanche plays, and Avalanche is allowed. There's Leo, finally. Alright, get the Leo going. Shitty skin, but hell, I'll take it just so that I have Mr. Bones in the game. And Deckard Kane as well, the old geezer. Finally coming in. The Diablo duo gets picked here right away. Righty. Stukov! Stukov Zeratul, alright. A little bit of a switch here maybe. It's interesting to see Stukov here as a follow-up on Mei and Zul. That could be nasty. That could actually be very nasty. Gia then again, what are we going to get from him? A little bit more damage. And, well, let's go for it. Nah. That's a long wait list. Yeah, they locked it in and just let the timer run down. It's Greymane! Alright, Gia on Greymane. And that brings us into Towers of Doom. Map number 1, best of 3 series in the losers bracket of the Panda Cup, the finals. And well, let's jump in and see which team gets the lead in the best of 3 series and has a bit of an edge trying to advance to the next round of the tournament here. So ladies and gentlemen, Towers of Doom. Game time! The boys against the Swedish House Mafia, everyone. First map, Towers of Doom in the best of 3 series. On the left side, Mei gets played by Death Knight. We got Tai on Zeratul. Currently have Kelvin on Vala, Kelthaz on Zul, and Genus on Stukov. The boys in blue, and on the right side, the Swedish House Mafia with Galne Gulnar on Deckard Kane, the Platypus on the Oryx, Skog on ETC. Azerite on Mafia, and Gia on Greymane. Okay. Greymane obviously can help quite a bit with the control on the camps. Gia, on the other hand, is trying to to give us a little bit of a light show over here with the pause and on pause. Now, when it comes to the level 1 talents, first of all, Hot Pursuit, obviously the standard for Vala, but it already tells us that we're not going to see an arrow build. Now, technically speaking, you could go into a hybrid build. If you don't want to go for Monster Hunter, you could still go for Hot Pursuit with this setup. It's not quite what we're getting from them, though. And there is a hybrid, but I don't really think that on this level we're going to see anything else but a multi-shot build, given the situation right now. With that said, on level 1, the heat transfer, we had a couple of different builds for Mei just recently, in this tournament actually, but that was mostly also against heavy auto attackers on the other side, like Sergeant Hammer, for example. So, slightly different setup here for them. Also noteworthy, ETC, Skog over here decided to go straight into the block party. So, with Zeratul around, I mean, there's a lot of auto attackers that are really, really packing a punch here. You're talking about Zul, you're talking about Vala, Zeratul to an extent too. So, block party actually gives you a lot of value here. Normally, we have a lot of prog rock plays where you're trying to get those globes together for the quest completion, not so in this one. Leo with the Consume Vitality, always a talent where you sometimes have the Awesome Renewal over here. And Leo's going to be the one that, together with Zul, is likely going to make the rotation between here, the middle, and the top lane. Whereas a lot of the action is going to focus at the bottom of the map, because over here is where you have the most pressure, since both of those camps with the pumpkins that you see on the left and the right side are of course traveling through bot lane. So once that you have bot lane control completed and you have bell towers converted, you will push those straight up to the opponent's core, which is pretty much exactly what you're trying to do there. Ophia, on the other hand, pretty much with the standard setup here with the Ancestral Strength on level 1. And we got Deckard Kane also with the Sapphire, which is pretty much the go-to talent on level 1 as well. Level 4 is going to be interesting on him. We always have that Ruby discussion where a lot of people think that it's a must-have, but if anything has been transparent in the last few weeks on the top level, it's that it's by no means a must-have talent, even though, of course, it can add a lot of value, given... depending on the map and also the situation where you want to play it out. No talent right now for Zeratul. And, well, let's see what we're actually getting from them here. Because Zeratul builds have also started to differ a little bit. Can still go into the cleave on level 1 and level 16. Usually you are skipping level 4. Or simply go for the full-on auto attack, which is another one that is actually quite powerful. But, yeah. Same time now. Yeah, Death Knight in trouble, and bam, down. May eliminated, and that's not the only one. Stukov also goes down. That's an easy peasy double kill, and oh my god, I can't even begin to tell you how shit that start into the game is for the boys. Because it's not only that 2 of their heroes just died, it's that they also lost the control over their own camp, which now got stolen away. So that's 2 camps for the House Mafia, and the Swedes are doing absolutely fantastic right now. I mean, that's as good as it gets in the early game. Unless, of course, that little invade is successful, then it would be a different story. And so far it's a 3 versus 2. Problem is that we have now ETC coming in, but there's a kill against Deckard Cain. Old man gets abused, Camp gets stolen away. There's the kill against Orphea, and all of a sudden the boys is like, well, you're not the only one who can do that. We can pull that shit off as well. So, yep, nicely done. Quick look at it. Camp gets stolen away, they lock it in, they get the initial kill against Deckard Cain, and then they easily can control the camp, take the point, and walk away with the second kill against Orphea. Nicely done, 2 kills against 2, so it looked like an incredible start for the blue team, sorry, for the red team, for the House Mafia. Very quickly turned into a pretty even setup. So, there's that. A little bit unfortunate for them, maybe a little bit too cocky. And we actually see the hybrid build. I gotta admit that I'm surprised, given the importance that you have on the pumpkins on this map. I thought Kelvin would for sure go into a multi-shot after he did not drop Monster Hunter. If you go for an arrow build, then Monster Hunter would be pretty solid here, just to give you the initial pressure. Now Hot Pursuit obviously gives you a little bit of an advantage through the movement speed bonus, but yep, we have a hybrid setup for him. So it doesn't really help on the boss, doesn't really help on the pumpkins, but still goes for that arrow setup, and therefore his level 7 talent is going to be the next real important step to get the repeating arrow in. Really powerful in teamfights, obviously, but still. 2 for 2 setup, or at least the attempt. Interrupt at the bottom, already the channel at the top left from Zul. And they're also starting to annoy Leo, who nearly died. Zul actually wants the kill, wants to take him down, and is going to get him. Sexy Platypus is dead, and Ty gets another setup. That's 2 for 1. Over here, Stukov is able to get away, but the blue team has now taken a small lead over their opponent. Easy peasy. Okay, so up at the top, yeah, Zul is still sitting tight. The level 7 talent is already in. Still a little bit of pressure at the bot lane, and with Greymane in Worgen form, they can do fairly well here, starting to take this down. Drop the entire wall without a problem. Get a little bit of damage on the fort itself, or the bell tower. So that was pretty well done. As long as you can get Greymane onto a structure, you're in a good spot here. Level 7 talents, obviously. We now got the Induce Hibernation. And we got the Warp Skirmisher even on level 7. Alright. Okay, Warp Skirmisher is in. And important, of course, the level 7 talent also for Vala. As I said, the repeating arrow is pretty much crucial here. Khaldor up at the top with his Zul is also in trouble, and that's a kill. Greymane comes in, Ty is trying to turn it, and is in real trouble now too. Has to rush away here, and is most likely going to survive, but he was nearly taken down, and at the bottom of the map, ETC is now coming in an attempt to steal the camp away. That didn't quite work. If he could buy a little bit more time, they might have had a chance here, but they still get that kill against Stukov, so that's probably the best that they could do out of this situation after ETC couldn't hold the point. 7 kills to 3 now. I mean, the kill count really turned. I mean, pretty heavily. So, with that said, we also have them an entire level ahead, which does definitely help. Double altar is coming up, and that's the opportunity to turn it around on the altars too. So, yep. Yeah, we have potential double pick. If they can get level 10 with this, this would be the dream. But Orphea is trying. Yeah, Vala is here. Okay. Gets attacked, has to move away. There's a channel. That's the first 4 shots fired. The rest is happening down at the bottom of the map. And if they can just buy a little bit of time for level 10, that's all they need to do. That's why Kelvin is currently so eager to get this done as quickly as possible. Leo is rotating between the lanes and trying to get the heroic ability. And that allows Kelvin in the 5 versus 4 enough shield so that he can actually complete the channel. So 1-for-1 trade on this one. Level 10 abilities are now in. Gives us the Mosh Pit. And in addition to that, we got the Crushing Jaws. So we could try to set something up with those abilities. Entomb, obviously, for Leo as well. So that's going to be neat. If we can make that work. And off we go. Zul's now at the top of the lane. Pushing this out after Leo initially. made the move. They're trying to get that bell. Guys, they could get that bell tower super early. I mean, if they don't get it now, then it's still going to be so low that it's pretty much an easy pick later on in the game whenever they want it. Leo! Unfortunate for him. It was a good attempt, though, but the N2 misses. And now the Avalanche is ready. Of course, the idea was to force that fight before level 10 is ready for the opponent's team, but they still are able to get the kill even after that. Okay, Ophia gets hit. It's still a 5 versus 4, so they need to be careful. And Skog also has the mosh pit up, so if ETC slides in and drops the ult, he might get another kill. It's 8 kills against 3. They are really getting momentum going for them now. And the Zeratul kill was a solid one as well. So now the bell tower is converted. That means that they have full-on control over the bottom of the map. And yeah, camp control would be pretty sexy for them right now. It's a really good start into the game for the red team at this point. There's a bit of a turnaround earlier. I mean, the early game looked already fantastic, and then we had the turnaround at the bottom right camp. Now, on the other hand, the push top side. Oh, Fia actually in a little bit of trouble. Yeah, 4 versus 2, and yep, that's the end of Coffin Girl. Goodbye. Not only the end of her, Leo also dropped at the top. Apparently Zeratul is finally saying, alright, I'm going to take this back. The interesting part is that despite the fact that the boys actually lost out on the bottom bell tower, they seem to be the ones to grab both of the altars. So that only is, I mean 6 shots only, but still, it's kind of awesome. The problem of bell tower control is that if you can't do anything with it and you don't get any altars, then it doesn't really help you all that much. It gives you a bit of map control, and of course it limits the damage that you receive now. But you still have to grab a couple of these altars, and those kills against them really hurt. So now it's 5 kills against 8, and you can tell that the boys are not just simply giving this one up all that easily. 15 stacks on Vala also bring her pretty close to completion on the quest talent for level 4. Another 5 are missing, and then she can go straight for it. But, well, let's go. Over here, we got at least the camps also now taken. That's both of them. Yeah, if they can get a kill here at some point, that would be kind of neat. They're trying to make the play for Zul again. Back comes in. Uh-oh, Ophia. Low. And the mosh pit. There's the kill. Azerite still alive. And oh my god. They get 1 kill after another. They are shitting on them at this point. Wow. 3 versus 1 trade. I mean, look at that setup. Just as we have here also the connect on those pumpkins. That Ophia didn't die is just crazy. And now the shots are fired. There's a lot of them. 26. They even get the kill in the middle against Mei now. But holy hell, 12 kills to 6. And now we're looking at, well, 1.5 level lead, roughly, talent advantage. Ophia at least gets taken down. The problem is that Zeratul died for the move. Violent Reaction on level 13 for Stukov. Gives them also a bit more control here, so that's neat. But now at the bottom of the map, there's obviously a single altar spawning, and the chances of the blue team getting access to that one are slim to none, because they would have to move through this bell tower here, and that's not really going to happen for them. At least not in time. So that's going to be 5 shots fired. And that will put them in the lead. That's going to be 21 points to 22. Getting the pumpkins through earlier, of course, was kind of nice, but that's really where things are starting to turn a little bit. So off we go. Yeah, there we have it. Okay, so same time, 13 to 7. And nearly level 16. Things are not really getting too much better for them. A little bit of a skirmish in the middle is happening again, but there's a kill against Leo. 15 HP. Zul, no, the kill against Ophia. The coffin gets murdered, by the way. Quest is completed, but Zul at least dies towards the end. The problem is that Greymane falls for it as well. And thanks to that little setup with the Avalanche, we could potentially see another kill against ETC. He's able to walk away from it. And Khaldor Gulnar is also on the way to the top. Gets chased down. ETC is still there. The old man. No respect for the elder. Every time the House Mafia starts to take the lead, the boys are coming back. Every time. Yeah, every single time there's a huge advantage, then the next fight spirals out of control for them, and they can't make any plays there anymore. So, yeah, nice setup. Yeah, 4 shots fired now. It brings us down to 18 versus 21. And here's the triple altar phase. And of course, the bell tower situation hasn't changed. I mean, that's the one big thing that has not changed here the entire time. We still have those bell towers under the control of the House Mafia. So it's a camp for a camp right now. 16 versus 16 talents, which are also important to note here. But which team is walking away with 2? That's the more important part right now. Right. Leo gets killed again up here at the top from the 5-man. 1 at the bottom. Mafia is the only one. Khaldor is going to try and interrupt here to buy them enough time to bring Leo back. I mean, he's not going to be dead for too much longer. Oh, Tai, careful. There's already the lockdown against Greymane on the other hand. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful setup. The mosh pit behind it. And here's the kills. Yep, getting the first few kills in. Trying to go for a little bit more. Deckard Kane dies, and so does ETC. All of a sudden, it seems like the boys are going to walk away with the double altar after all. Here comes the avalanche. The mosh pit was nice, but it just was not good enough. And yeah, Leo is ghosting out. Gia is trying to get some poke damage in. And now we're looking at another 3 shots fired against the red team. Which is kind of interesting on the point, because now we are 13 to 12. So the situation is actually really, really interesting here. Vala gets also dropped as they are killing her with a quick entomb setup. This game is getting all over the place. We have 31 kills, guys. We're 12 minutes in. We have 31 kills. That's more than 2 kills a minute. It's kind of nuts at this point. I mean, on that level of play, it's just a total brawl that we're watching here. It's kind of crazy. Boss has been taken, everything else too. This is getting completely out of control here. 44,000 damage for Greymane, 44,000 damage for Vala. Bell Tower gets reclaimed. This is getting real nasty. I mean, the kill count is pretty much dead even. The points on the core are more or less even. Experience is looking the same too. So this is getting crazier by the minute. 5 kills against Orphea. At that point, Coffin Girl might just start to crawl into her own coffin and be done with it. Trying to go for the wave clear at the bottom of the map right now. Azurite is a focus for them throughout the entire setup. Got a lot of kills and damage in too, though, to be absolutely honest. They're waiting for Zeratul. Yeah, they don't have the Buried Alive just yet, so that entomb wouldn't do anything. But they're trying to hunt him down here. Tai is blinking away and saying like, yeah, not today. I get it. You really want me. But it's not happening here. Manticore is also in for Vala, so still going for the Firefly Quiver on level 20. I mean, it's always the question, right? Do you go for the Seething Hatred on 16 or Manticore? Usually it's Manticore because the Firefly Quiver combo is just too strong to pass up on. It's insane. Good setup against Death Knight, but he's still Gucci. Death Knight is fine. They take the camp, and there's a single altar at this point. Both on level 19, roughly. So, let's go. This is an important fight right now. Whoever takes it will take a small advantage. Not only on points on the core, but also in experience, of course. Already get the fuck out of my team fight move from Stukov. Pushing ETC away here. Oh, and they get the kill against Leo up at the top. Tai definitely delivering, but the counter kill against Zul. And that's already worth it. But they're trying to get the damage in with the strafe. Mala Greymane with the kill attempt. Deckard Kane is down and Greymane is not able to drop Vala. Ooh. They're trying for the control on the bell tower. 20 is so close for the blue team. They are just buying time at this point. Leo, of course, will be back a lot sooner. 15 seconds and he's back to business. They're already pushing them out here. But level 20 talents are now ready for the boys. Yeah, they got their talents. There's the Firefly Quiver. And let's have at it. Leo's back. Leo's back. They got Kane. Still on the way. 4 versus 4, but they don't have 20. Do they just let it go? Leo's trying to get the experience in the middle. He's currently trying to drop it. There's the channel attempt again, and this time it works out. That's 4 shots fired. That's 8 points on the core. Single digits, baby. Yep. Buried Alive. Now it's party time. Buried Alive is the one that can turn it. Firefly Quiver, of course, is going to pretty much do the same thing. Well, not the same thing as Buried Alive, but it's the high impact. Tai gets these kills against Leo, by the way, over and over again. He's having these 1 versus 1 situations where he's always getting kills where technically he shouldn't really be able to get them right now. But the rest of the map is just everybody looking for a position where they can then head into the team fight and have an advantage by maybe picking up an initial kill. Up towards the top side now. Leo, again, he's going to be back soon, but obviously this late into the game is still a significant death count that you have. Ah, Mosh Pit. Using the cooldown here, and they missed it. Oh, that hurts. The same time, though, they're trying to go for Zul. There's no Buried Alive. He's not back, but Ty is in trouble. Oh, and he gets out. Uses his ult, gets out, but then dies a second later to the old man. Gets hit with a stick, and there's the Buried Alive to follow up with additional kills. Vala is low. Vala is down. Double kill. Make it a triple, baby. Death Knight on the run. Is he gonna be able to get away from this one? I don't think so. The cryo, maybe. They focus on Stukov instead, and they can get even more with it. Azerite is still alive. Greymane is dead. I don't believe it. Can they even get Leo? Sorry, ETC. They can't, but instead, he's still alive. That fucking trade. Oh, May. Death Knight. They just can't kill him. They just can't kill Death Knight. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Fucking May. That dumb trade. Holy shit. They can't go for that? Maybe now? Buried Alive? Goodbye, Stukov. Stukov is down. ETC is still fighting against Zul. Death Knight, the unkillable, is still sitting here and is just like YOLOing around. He doesn't give a shit. Ty is back to business and is trying to drop them right now. He also knows that they don't have the Buried Alive available. But he's low, and there's the kill. Death Knight is still alive, by the way. I mean, not that I really needed to tell you, because you probably knew that already. But he still survives it. There's finally 4 shots fired that drops the blue team down into the single digits as well. And they're going for the second one too. Honestly, top pressure, mid pressure, there's a lot of situations where they could maybe even go for the bell tower conversion. But yeah, it's getting a bit bananas now. 8 points against 5. And the damage output, look at Ophia, 91,000. Uh-oh, Vala, goodbye baby. Death Knight, 5 versus 1. 5 versus 1. I can't even see him anymore. Finally, he's down. Alright, so May doesn't survive the 5 versus 1. At least we know that. So the whole jump, I couldn't even see the hit point bar anymore. I couldn't see the hero any longer. That's the only way how you can actually take her down. Just gank up on her. So they take the bell tower too. Now, of course, they have also the boss open, which they can take. I mean, seriously, if you look at May, can you actually believe that she's able to fight against 5 people here? If you met her in any kind of high school, I mean, she would be on threat of getting bullied all day and then stuffed into a locker. And instead, she's like in the Nexus and she's just dropping everybody here. At least sets up the kills and just doesn't die. Seems kind of insane. Ty then again, moving out. Ty's in trouble. Ty is dead. That was a little bit too much, my friend. And they are going for the full bell tower conversion, or at least they're trying to. They didn't go for the boss here, instead they're saying, hey, with only 2 defenders, why don't we go for gold and start to take the bell tower topside too. They're trying to reclaim the one in the middle, and they're going to be able to do that. But the boss gets taken at the same time now too. So, yep, there we have it. Boss is going to get claimed. There's one altar down at the bottom of the map that is going to pop up next. And they could, of course, try to reconvert the one in the middle as well. So, yep. That's 4 shots fired. Down to a single point, my boys and girls. There we go. There it is. 1 single hit. And I like that. Gia trying to go for the double-pronged attack. He's trying to put them into a checkmate position. At that point, if you can't decide the fight at the bottom of the map in your favor quickly, you're going to lose the game eventually because the top is pushing through. They have to move 1 hero topside, or they need to take this fight quickly and win it. This is a perfect move. This is a great move from Gia. This is a checkmate move right there. The red team only has to interrupt at the bottom of the map. Zeratul is at the top right now. Greymane as well. He's just trying to bully it through. Here comes the attack. Down at the bottom in the 4 versus 4. Greymane gets it through. This is game. A 1-0 lead for the Swedish House Mafia against It's the Boys in the losers bracket of the Panda Cup. Game number 2. Swedish House Mafia against It's the Boys. Yeah, and House Mafia is in the lead. So off we go. Volskaya Foundry is our second map. Best of 3 series, of course. So theoretically, it could be the last one. I don't know. 2-0 today, actually. The winner of the series, by the way, moves on to the next round of the losers bracket and is going to face off against Pepe, my lady, who earlier today played against Washed Up and lost. So that's going to be a match to potentially watch, one of the two. But game 1 was just a brawl. We had 43 kills in 20 minutes, so they were just brawling the entire time and just going for it. And towards the end, it got a bit close there. But the setup with Greymane committing to the top camp was obviously worth it and really putting them into a very awkward spot. Ty was trying to defend it with his Zeratul, but let's be realistic, he won't be able to take down Greymane and the camp at the same time. So eventually the Pumpkins made it through, and there's always a second hot zone at the bottom of the map where the altar was fought over. Not really a whole lot to do there for the boys. I mean, they always fought back into it after initially falling behind. But cool game regardless. A little bit more brawling than we're used to. I wouldn't be surprised to see a bit of a different style here in game number 1. Get the Space Goat banned out, Anna's taken care of immediately. Volskaya Foundry is obviously also a map where, I mean, again, any map right now. This is a map where we could see, for example, Rexa again. So Rexa sometimes gets played here. Li Ming for resets. You got a lot of JoJos that are being played at this point too. Blaze. Pretty much a lot of the usual suspects. Zeratul for Ty is another option, of course. So is Tracer. So both of them are definitely possible. ETC, one of the first ones to be banned out here. And what's the last ban? Are we going to see an early commitment maybe to a ban on Imperius again? Both of them have already been heavily contested, either as an early pick or a ban. Urel in particular, but Imperius definitely as well. I mean, Imperius popped up in one of the previous tournaments, pretty much as one of the absolute staples. When Last Dance was playing him a lot. Team obviously doesn't play anymore. Was just banning together for that particular tournament, but yeah. Cassia, okay, so she gets this time Grace with a ban. No Cassia here. It was actually starting to become a little bit of a thing that Cassia is getting more reliably banned out after she's been a super early pick throughout the entire series today. So, especially on Volskaya Foundry, where you pretty much get free stacks against an opponent, Protector 2, most players or team. This is actually the map where, if I'm not mistaken, Dino walked away with 140 or 160 stacks on the level 1 in one of the games during the qualifier, which was obviously just nuts. And even Hazu earlier today in the, I think the first game that they played, was pretty close to the 100 stacks when they played here. So Cassia is just insanely strong on that. Yeah, May, after she was played against them on the last map, now they're going into May again, and Azerite is playing Ophia again. Can't really blame him after he died a lot. I mean, he got focused a whole lot by the opponent's team, especially the Zeratul plays, but at the same time, Azerite did a shit ton of damage in that game. He joined the 6-digit club there and really started to drop names towards the end of it. So now that we're heading into the next pick phase, yeah, there's the living pick. Okay, reset value. And Rhaegar. Okay. Rhaegar, Imperius, and Li Ming to set this up. And on the bans, then again. Could he? I mean, honestly, if you ban out... Imperius is going to be the main tank. So if you want to try and ban out some of the frontliners, then Blaze is still one to get rid of. Depends a little bit on if you want to pick the hero or not. But you could get rid of Blaze right now, or another offlaner at this point. Probably the focus on their side. No, Vala. Okay, so they're going into a Vala pick instead. Okay. I mean, Ty could still play this. This is another map where you can also, with Zarya, do just a whole lot of work if you really want to go into a super beefy setup. So it's not out of the question that they're committing to a little bit more on the melee side. No support yet for House Mafia either. So could shut one down there too. If you don't want to deal with Deckard Cain, for example. Yep, exactly. You already have May on the other side, so that's a fair amount of CC that they bring to the table. If you have Deckard Cain in the same setup, then of course this is going to get even heavier to deal with. But now on the red team, there's the opportunity to maybe... What do you pick here? Malfurion could be another pick for them. And they also still need, of course, a little bit more damage. You can't just simply rely on Azerite. There's Blaze. Blaze and May. Yeah, both of them together, yeah. Anduin, the crybaby. Alright. Let's go. Okay, the Nick Carter of Heroes of the Storm makes it into the draft. I mean, with that haircut. But at least under the final 2 picks for the opponent's team here. It's the boys. I mean, again, this is the last chance. If you lose here, you're out of the tournament. This is a loser's bracket already. So you're down to your last leg at this point. Sonya and Suljin. Alright, the meme team has hit hard. Yeah, it's troll time. Suljin is in. Well, let's go, ladies. They want axe, they get axe. Sonya, the Eminem of Heroes of the Storm. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just look at the profile and picture Eminem with an orange wig. Can't unsee. I'm sorry. And Gia as a last pick. Do we get a rat? Yes, we do. Junkrat is in. Game number 2, everybody. Let's jump in to Switch House Mafia against It's the Boys. Game number 2, the House Mafia against the Boys. On the left side, on our second map, we got Death Knight on Imperius. We got GNS on Rhaegar, Kelthas on Sonya, Kelvin on Liming, and Tai on Suljin. They want axe. They get axe. Let's axe them. Let's axe them a little bit. The House Mafia, on the other hand, with Gulnagul now on Anduin. We got Scott on Meiji, on Junkrat, Azerite on Orphea, and the Platypus on Blaze. Level 1, the Commitment, Headhunter. Trying to get the extra attack range. Let's see what Suljin can actually do here. Gonna go stacks together, get into that late game, and then hammer them with the auto attacks. What they're trying to do here. Gia on Junkrat is always a bit of a beast, and the CC that they have is honestly insane. It's actually pretty cool. You have a lot that you can do with Mei. There can be a mind follow-up, just like boosting them back with Junkrat. You've got Blaze for the jet propulsion, a little bit of a slow, of course, too. A lot that they can do here to force game number 3. But let's see if he actually gets that far. Are we getting a third game in this one? Yes or no? Tai already a little bit slicing and dicing here with the axes. But Suljin, of course, at the end of the day is really heavily headed into the auto attacks as well. Alright, so down to the bottom of the map, our one-on-one lane. I mean, now that the camps are up, it's pretty much all about the turrets to try to go for those. Try and get those set up pretty quickly, which we have right now. Level 1 talents also gave us the Wolf Run over here. We got the Impaling Light again for Imperius. Liming is taking the one on the left. And after both teams claim their first turret, it's pretty much only a question of whether or not we're seeing a fight on their Healing Beacon. A little bit of a potential invade here. Deathnet was thinking about it at least. Was of course double checking also to see how many heroes really committed to that camp. Double connect! Yeah, nice! Kelvin unfortunately couldn't get the damage in time. I don't really think anybody really expected Death Knight to connect with both of them. So that was pretty nasty. But off we go. Here's the fight that we talked about, potentially. Yeah, already the control attempt of Junkrat as he puts the mine down. Triumvirate is in, level 4 talent is ready. Suljin went straight into the Imani hide over here. And here comes the damage output. Try getting the auto attacks in, but Imperius is down. And Tai is working in the numbers. 5 stacks for him right now. Normally you don't see a whole lot of Suljin plays on actual games. Oh, that's going to be a kill, yeah. 2 down on the blue team. Can they get a little bit more? Maybe not now. I mean, normally, as I said, you don't really see a lot of Suljin plays on the higher levels simply because it's normally not that easy for you to really get a lot of auto attacks in. Most of the fights just don't really give you the opportunity for that. It's a little bit different on Volskaya Foundry because you have so many battles in the 5 versus 5 setup around the objective, but it's still a bit tricky and you need to get into the late game with Suljin. He's the champs of every single brawl because you have a continuous 5 versus 5 fight, but in actual games it's a little bit different. It doesn't make it impossible to get good stacks together, especially for the baseline, but it makes it a lot more difficult. And you have to at least be good at stutter stepping and really getting those auto attacks woven in. And yeah, so the mechanical side has to be there, and of course you also need to have the positioning down and really force these continuous fights in a 5 versus 5 setup, ideally, to give you some targets that you can then use. And he has 6 stacks so far. Once he hits level 15 on the baseline, he gets the first quest reward, which gives him a little bit of a range increase, which makes it of course also easier to get the additional stacks together. And the level 1 completion would also increase the range even further, which is kind of what you're trying to do here. But we'll see how this is going to work out as the game continues. There's always the chance that Suljin is getting insane towards the late game, but of course it's a bit of a risk that you take. Back in the day was like a little bit like the Zebo, for example, where you're banking on the late game more so than anything else. But yep, there we go. That's already the kill against Li Ming. Over here, a kill against Mafia. That's the first stack towards Suljin's Headhunter. A little bit of extra damage too. And of course, the first stack towards a potential completion of the quest, if they can get that far, which is not going to be easy. Anduin is always finding himself at the as far away from the fight as he possibly can. So killing him is not going to be that easy. They need to flank that bastard. There's a level 7 talent for the two teams, which now also puts us into a position where we have the Calamity power spike for Li Ming. And, well, let's get ready and see what they can do over the objective. Because we have 98 points already for the House Mafia. And, of course, it's turret time. They're trying to reclaim this, so they're constantly starting to work this in a little bit as we speak. So, can they make that work? Yes, no, they're trying to for sure. Skok at this point is also starting to fight for it. Off we go. Here comes the little play, the attempt to go for Death Knight, and he nearly falls. But it's all about the objective right now, and it seems like the House Mafia might walk away with the first protector, and indeed they do. Nobody's trying to contest this right now. Ty was looking for a second as if he would try to move back in, but nope, not happening. He's at 9 stacks, and he's going to try and take position against the protector, because that's easy stacks for him. That's easy stacks for Ty here if he can stay close. Instead, on the other hand, he's actually getting a little bit murdered and is now trying to stack against Mei at least. Again, stacking is half the battle right now. You want to head into the late game. That's one of the biggest things that you're actually trying to do. Head into the late game, get the stacks together there, get that late game value. Now we also have them half a level away from level 10, but you can see that Ty is just weaving in those auto attacks, stays in range, and is now sitting at 10, sitting at 11. Baseline is super important, and as I said previously, it's fairly important for you that you can actually get something done around your 15 stacks, because then it's at least a range increase, which will make it easier for you just in general to make a bit of play there. Yep. There we go as well. Trying to get something done. I mean, this thing is still alive. So they didn't even get the fountain at the top, but they got the wall destroyed, so the fountain eventually is going to fall. One in the middle is, of course, in a pretty similar position right now too. Bottom of the map, another attempt to go for players. They have level 10 abilities. It's pretty much the one thing that allows them to make a play here in the first place. They are just quick on the level 10. So the whole rogue ability advantage is always huge. And, well, there goes Ty as well. Please tell me... well, he went for guillotine. Alright. Guillotine play for him. Let's hope somebody sets him up properly, because that could backfire quickly. Yeah, nice. Good avalanche. Stun setup. And bye-bye, Ty. Goodbye, my friend. That's the end of him. That's 6 kills to 1 now, after we saw Rhaegar and Imperius also die. And that's, of course, I mean, they have the map. They can take every single camp now, and they're going for the support camp right away. So, this is getting tricky. More than just a little bit. 6 kills to 1. Not enough stacks for even the first quest reward yet, after we just hit level 12.5 for the House Mafia. It's a little bit rough. I mean, the guillotine alone, I really think that if he would... Honestly, guillotine is the talent where I'm always just like, just no. If you have really good stun setups and you can follow up on it, then yeah, why not? But that's more of a mage setup than anything else. If you really want to go into the auto attacks, it just feels like Tastingo is so much better. You're playing with the Bloodlust anyway, so just go for it. Get those stacks in, and after level 20, it's just much easier for you in those team fights. So it's a little bit memey what we're seeing here at some point. But yeah, that's getting tricky now. So, I don't know. I'm a little bit torn on this, because if that pace continues, they're not going to get into the late game, and that has to be the goal for them. So, we barely have them with one single kill. We have 7 against them now that Imperius fell again. There's 13 talents on the map. There's full-on control for the House Mafia. They're already in the lead in the best of 3 series. So this is getting more than just a little bit nasty. A comeback from that position is going to be really difficult. Granted, if you get the stacks together on Suljin, and maybe in the late game he can facilitate that. But I just don't see it happening at this point. Not at the pace this is going. Unless the House Mafia are starting to int, I don't think this is going to happen anytime soon. This is very... It's very dangerous that this is snowballing. That's the problem. So, they got to be careful around this. Now, we have top side, Mei already in position here. And with 13 talents ready, 2-level advantage, what are the chances that the boys are actually saying, okay, we're going to get this done? Pretty low. You wouldn't really expect them to make a move here. Unless, of course, they can get a sneaky pick somewhere. And I guess they have at least some burst potential now that they have Li Ming and Guillotine on Suljin. But with 12 stacks only, this is a perfect example of why it's always tricky to play Suljin in a game on a higher level, because you don't get as many attacks in as you normally want to. Are we going to see another avalanche over here? No, not quite. Not yet. Trying to get the setup. Tai also has to be careful. Skog was isolating them already with Mei. And now they're making another play for Imperius. Yep, Imperius says goodbye. So does Rhaegar. Both of them are dead again. That Bloodlust didn't do anything either. And Sonya is also just completely alone here. Not even with the spin into win is she going to be able to do anything. That's another kill. That's 3 down. It's 10 kills to 1, guys. 10 to 1. Suljin picked up a few more stacks here. He's close to at least getting the first quest reward. But while we have Mei again on the point, this is level 16 versus level 13. We have a talent advantage and a 3-level advantage for them now. This is getting really, really nasty. They're getting absolutely crushed over here. Yeah, that's just rough. Camps get stolen away. Massive item advantage now. And yeah, there's another healing beacon that he could take too. They already have 3 items to I think 0 at this point. Yeah, 3 to 0 items. They're working on the 4th now. Could take the bottom turret too, which would mean that every single hero on the team has an item. So they are just insane at this point. Absolutely insane. Protector is in, 16 talent is ready. If you play this down calm and collected with a little bit of discipline, the boys should never be able to come back into this game anymore. Not with that big of a lead. This, on the other hand, if Chia goes down, they're trying to set that fight up. Problem is that Sonya is a little bit lost over here, as it seems. Protector is moving in, and they're putting Sonya into a corner, and she's gonna get murdered by this. There's the rip tire, and yeah, she got ripped by that pretty hard. 17 to 14. What a disgusting lead. Holy hell. Bottom of the map, I mean, normally you would say like, guys, you have to rotate down to the bottom of the map. You have to take the bottom fountain to prepare for objective number 3. Problem is, that bottom fountain is gone already. That thing is gone. They just saved Suljin, by the way. They actually just saved him. Yeah, bottom fountain is already gone, and there's another minion wave pushing in too, so now they're moving into the middle instead. And they're still fighting for this. Now you gotta be careful. If you're that far ahead, you can't lose heroes. If you lose heroes here, you are in a really bad spot. Because it's a mad chunk of experience. Yeah, that's an entire level that they just gained. They just gained more than a level because of those 3 kills. More than 1 level just because they killed 3 people. So all of a sudden, what was a 3-level lead is now roughly a 1.5 level lead. That's exactly what I was just talking about. You gotta be careful when you're this far ahead. You feel invincible. And if you fuck it up and you just simply go into a fight and you lose multiple heroes, your opponent has a chance to come back into this. And that's actually what could potentially happen now. 16 versus 16 talents. They get a couple of items together. And we have now 4 kills against 11. And let's not forget, Suljin has now also an additional 4% damage because he has 2 more stacks on his level 1. And he has more stacks on his baseline. So, yeah, so far so good. Even Anduin died, by the way. Usually he's the first one to run away from the fight. So that means they have to take down Mei. Have fun with that. And Junkrat. Still, of course, an experience lead, but oh boy. Still, no fort down. Nothing there. Bot lane. Suljin is still doing his thing here. Items, of course, are now a bit of a focus for It's the Boys because they're trying to prep for objective number 3. I don't really think that level 20 is going to be a problem for the boys. I mean, well, with 11 kills and everything that they took down, maybe honestly they are able to make it that far. I don't really think so. But yeah, let's see. They have the pressure at the bottom of the map now at least, so they're trying to take this down too, just so they can eliminate that fountain. Obviously, there's a camp now taken towards the top side. There's level 19 on the board for the House Mafia, which means that technically they could even end up with a level 20 talent just as the next objective spawn. So that Storm talent advantage would be absolutely massive. That would actually be fantastic if they could get that, despite the fact that they just lost one fight. Okay. They are going to get level 20. It's not even announced yet. So they have plenty of time on this one. Yeah, even like jumping around at the top, trying to see if they can get another item here. Fort at the bottom is getting more damage pushed onto it. Pushed through the top. And they're just gathering experience. Get another wave in the middle. Try and maybe even move to the top a little bit later. Control point in 30 seconds. Plenty of time. Plenty. For Storm talents? Hell yeah. Question is simply if the boys are gonna try and force the fight before that, and they might by attacking the support camp. Yeah, half a level. Another wave in the middle of the map. If they take that, they might just have the talent. But level 20 doesn't come in time. Bloodlust, Avalanche doesn't do anything. He missed actually. They're trying to go for the fight down here. Can't take it. And the item, yeah, the camp gets claimed. Blue team takes it. Blue team has it. But the objective is now up, and obviously it will be a level 20 in the hands of the House Mafia. Yep, there we go. Boom! Storm talents. Yeah, do you give that one up? I guess they kind of have to, right? First of all, we got the Cascade, which is actually kind of cool too. The cooldown reduction alone is already nasty. So, yeah, Cascade is gonna be played. Glyph of Faith, Death Knight. I don't want to be here, but the wall at least gets opened up, so that's nice. Okay. And they're pushing, of course, the bottom of the map. They took the fountain down, and now they're starting to work on the wall. And that forces the opponent back, too. 19 stacks for Suljin now. He's nowhere near where he can really pop off. He has 25,000 damage, which isn't really all that crazy. You look at Liming. Liming has 40,000 damage. Imperius, Sonya, 21, 23k. Suljin is a little bit ahead, but not all that far. You compare that to the opponent's team, you have Junkrat on 27,000 or Fia on 47k. So they're definitely bringing the pain here. Now, it will be a defense with level 20 talents, so that's the saving grace for the boys here. They still have Storm talents, or at least they will for the defense. They're a little bit late on the rotation too, since they went for the camp here, but they're going to get it in time. So now they need to try and set it up bot lane. Keep is, I mean, Keep has to fall. The only question is really, can you save the core, which they should be able to. They still don't have the level 20 though, so it's a little bit late for them. After all, I thought they could get it, and Sonya's trying to do that up at the top. Grabs it. They have 2 healing beacons, and they also have the turrets to go with that. So item situation is great for the boys. They have 2 turrets, 2 healing beacons, but here comes the push. Yeah, Suljin is wailing away. He's trying to do what he can. Went into the upgrade on 20 now as well. Here comes the Bloodlust. The Cascade is in. Alright. Didn't really do as much as they were probably hoping for. But they still keep that Keep in play. That Keep didn't go down yet. Alright. Ophia is still gunning around, but there's no pilot in it anymore. They're still trying to go for the fight. Yeah, guys, that defense was fantastic. They didn't even get the Keep. They might still be able to grab it, but yep, there's the Rip Tire. Ophia used her ult too. That didn't do anything either. A little bit of a safe attempt from Anduin, and they're on the run. All of a sudden, the House Mafia not able to get anything done here. Suljin gets a couple of additional stacks together. Is of course hoping to get another kill. Do they get May? Well, there's a Crystallize. Slides in, and bam! Might fall. Likely to fall. Suljin down. Rega down. And May is able to take Li Ming just as she gets killed too. Total bloodbath. We have Sonya at least getting the kill against Sophia. She's trying for more. She is attempting to jump out. Oh, The minions nearly taking the kill. Spin to win value right here. They're trying to get another one set up. Oh, and Sonya drops Anduin. Wow. Oh my god. 14 kills to 8. What a bloodbath over here. Oh, Sonya is just dropping them. The funniest thing to me is that Suljin actually got the stack for Mei. That's ridiculous. Suljin was dead by the time that Mei died, and he still got the stack even though he was also a screen away. So he got the stack, and he's now on 4 stacks and only has to take down Junkrat in order to complete his level 1 quest and get the extra range increase. That's the only thing that he needs here. Oh, and he has 24 stacks as well, so once he has the 30, he gets the double spin. Will help his level 7 too. But what a fight. And again, this one hasn't fallen. The keep is still there. Third Protector was not able to take the keep down. And now, of course, it's about the items again. So, yeah. How did the damage change? Suljin is still trailing behind. Heavily, by the way, I might add. Heavily. Mafia, the one with the most damage in the game. Not even a contest. Liming then again. 58,000 for her. So she is kind of getting there. And, well, let's see what they can do with the items now. I mean, there is no yeah, there's a little bit of an advantage by simply taking the forts down. That's definitely true. You get the catapult on every 3rd lane. But, of course, the idea is still to take down the key bot side, if they can. Yeah, Mei is waiting for the rotation to see what's happening there. It's a little bit of additional damage in, but it's all about the control point now again. 4th one usually ends the game, so 4th Protector is usually the one that drops it. They have the early position on it too. But still, this isn't over yet. That was a really good one on the last one. So, let's see. Yeah, item situation is just a little bit better for It's the Boys. They want this one. It could go to a 3rd game here. It could. Didn't go yet, but we could get there. Death Knight. Careful. He's the one trying to hold the point for as long as possible. Skog, on the other hand, gets one order attacking after another, and eventually Death Knight is going to be in a bit of trouble. Tai walking around and trying to get stacks for his level 7. Mei already moving in. Trying to set it up for the team. Tai is in trouble. Tai is in a lot of trouble. Tai's dead. Tai's dead. He went from trouble to dead. So, oh, that spear setup. What a lunge by Imperius. But Orphea is able to get out. Coffin Girl is alive. Imperius gets dropped. Healing Beacon is still there. Mei is also kicking. And now Sonya is the focus of attention. And once that she falls, this is going to be a lights out moment. The catapult at the bottom of the map is already dropping the keep on the left side. Sonya is still on the run here. That's the end of her. Catapult nearly took it down. Wasn't quite able to do it. Liming at least got a counter kill that might just have saved them for now. But they're still going to go down bot lane and try and take the keep. That setup. That last fight was honestly it right there. Yep. He's going to peek a little bit. And that is... Are you joking? 39 hit points. 39 hit points on the keep. Junkrat, by the way, topside is dealing with all that pressure. Now they are 21, 22 minutes into the game. Catapults obviously hurt, and they hurt a lot, so someone has to deal with it, or you're going to lose a keep too. Let's face it, the keep at the bottom of the map is going to fall one way or another. Suljin is back, and so is Imperius, but Sonya is still missing. So that Protector is going to be a given. Who's going to take that? Alright. And let's go. That's the move for core, obviously. So, do they have everybody? Well, everybody with the exception of Orphea, but it's obviously a 2-minute objective, so you can really wait this one out. And they're aggressively trying to take the hit points down already. Yeah, there it is, the avalanche. Li Ming. Oh my god, that cleanse was worth gold. Big boy cleanse from Rhaegar, or that would have been the death right there. Now, Mei, maybe in trouble. Oh, the trade. The kill against Junkrat. Suljin completes his level 1. Oh, and they're not going to get anything done with the Protector, are they? Yeah, this one is going to fall, so the keep is going down, but the Protector is not going to do anything for them. Quest completed for Suljin. 31 stacks. He has the range increase. They actually starting a bit of a comeback here. Yeah, Catapult is at the bottom of the map in just another second, so they need to be careful with the core. We're 23 minutes into the game, that's gonna hurt. Yeah, but the minion wave is still there. They're trying to go for Imperius. Yeah, and, yeah, that knight, no! Oh, he's down. Anduin with a save. What is this game? Oh my god. Buzzsaw does nothing. Sonya is spinning and winning, but finally Ophia takes her down. And there's the Jaws as they're going for Rhaegar. They're trying to finally finish this game. Kelvin is low, and in comes the Anduin kill steal as he throws a little bit of light on Living, and for some reason she dies. Ty is the only one that's still on the run, and the rest of the team is just like, hey, this is stupid, let's end this shit. So they're going down to the bottom of the map. There's a double catapult already on the core, and these guys hit like a truck right now. They are absolutely crushing this lane into the game. Catapults are dominating. Ty is dropping it as quickly as he can, but still, it looks like a 2-0 victory for the House Mafia, as they only have to deal with Sul'jin. The Buzzsaw is in. It's not going to be enough. Nobody is back to help him out. Sul'jin is there too. That's the final hit for the 5-man team wipe. 10 kills to 22. We're 25 minutes into this one. And that's the 2-0 victory for the House Mafia as they move on to the next round of the tournament here in the losers bracket to go up against Pepe, my lady. GG and well played here on Volskaya Foundry.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.